What if I could show you a tool that could make you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a day for life, and it's totally free and it only takes a few minutes to set up? The best part about it is that it runs 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I've used it to make sales on Christmas Day, on my birthday, when I've taken months off to go traveling the world. This thing still runs in the background making sales. You don't need to program any bots. You don't need to do anything with AI. You can even use it to drive traffic and to generate leads. This thing does absolutely everything. Now, I've been using this tool for over 10 years, and in that time, it has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions for my customers. And the best part is that it works with any kind of product or service, from low ticket, quick purchase e-commerce products to high ticket one-off services. Now, when I first started using this method, I was trying to sell really expensive, like one-on-one consulting. I guess you could call it coaching, but I see consulting and coaching as two slightly different things. Now, this wasn't for my consulting program. This is for a client that I was working for. And at the time, our sales funnel looked like this, but it was costing us an absolute fortune. What we would do is we would have, sort of audience up the top, right? Then you get your traffic. And most of that was done with ads. A huge amount was done with ads, a little bit with social, and a lot with content. And the idea is we would then collect leads with email addresses with things like lead magnets. So we would say to almost everyone, if you want to download like our cheat sheet or our guide or a PDF template or whatever, put in your email address and a phone number, ideally, and we'll get in contact with you. Then what we would do is we would run a webinar to those leads. Sometimes the ad would go straight to the webinar, sometimes, but we were constantly testing and changing things, and eventually to try and basically make a sale. Now, the problem is that this is all very cost intensive. We would spend a lot of money up here, up the top, a lot of time and money on the social side, and obviously a lot of money on ads. And it could take 21 to 30 days for anyone to convert. If one of us was away or wasn't able to run the webinar, we weren't able to get around to it. Now, you have to remember, this is a while back. So a lot of people who might be watching this going, oh, well, you could just do retargeting. We were doing this back when retargeting didn't exist. The thing that I love about this method that I'm going to share with you is that it has completely changed my entire approach. What I'm able to do now, the problem with webinars, and back then you couldn't really automate your webinars like you can do now, like do evergreen ones. You can now, and they work quite well. But what I do now is I have this process where I'll create content like this video, or I'll write a blog post, which I don't do a huge amount of anymore. Or I might do some like social media marketing. I don't have a social media following anymore. I guess you could argue YouTube is, but I don't really have much of it. But either way, this works for all of them. Or you could still do paid ads, and you drive them back to whatever kind of page you want. In my opinion, I still really like opt-in forms to capture leads. Now, it's this second part that was a total game changer to us. We basically threw out the process on how we could do this properly. And what we realized is that if we said to someone, I will help you get X, whatever that is, I will help you. When I say get, you can use different words like lose, gain, find, keep, win. So I will help you lose 10 pounds of weight, like lose weight. I'll help you lose 10 pounds of weight in 28 days. Or I will help you gain 10,000 Instagram followers in 28 days or 30 days. Or I will help you sell your home in 3 months. Whatever the thing was, get X. What we could do is we just had to add this addendum of faster and easier for every stage of our process. And so what we would do is after they had opted in, so they would come to a page that said, please give us your email address, your name, and I like to get a phone number personally. And we would say, get your free cheat sheet on how to get X. Get your free cheat sheet on how to book your highest number of calls ever, right? Or get your free worksheet on how to sell more houseplants than ever. What most people then do is they redirect them to the PDF itself, or they might have like a thank you message or something. And we changed that. This is after speaking to a guy called John Benson. He said, have you got a product to sell to us. Now, I've actually interviewed John a while back. He used to run some amazing AI software. He's still an incredible copywriter, but obviously with the rise of AI, sort of his role has shifted slightly. And we said, yeah, we have actually got products that we would like to sell. And he said, does that product help this person here get that same result, get X, faster and easier? And I was like, yeah, basically, if they get the cheat sheet, we actually have a product that's like $100. If they buy that, we won't just give them the cheat sheet, we'll actually give them the playbook on how to use it, and they even get a call with us at the end of it. This was back ages ago, right? I don't do calls for $100 anymore, but that was when we used to do it. He said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to create something called a sales letter, but I want you to position it as a video. So you're going to record it as a video, so a VSL, and I want you to position it as training. So what we would do is we would say, help you lose 10 pounds, or help you find 10 $10,000 clients, or I would help you sort of get 100 SaaS customers, or whatever it is. That would be the opt-in. And then I would position some training that says, thanks for downloading. Please watch this bonus training, how to land 100 SaaS clients in 30 days without spending a cent on ads, even if you hate sales. So what I would do, can you see there, is that I've basically said you can still get the same thing. I'm just going to help you get it faster and easier. So it may be that I was like, get 100 SaaS clients in 45 days. Now I'm going to change it to 30 days. And I'm going to make it easier because you don't need to spend a cent on ads, and even if you hate sales. So what I would then do is basically create a video positioned as training on the immediate page that they then clicked on. So what this then does is say, I'm going to train you on how to do this even faster and easier. And what we would do in order to create a video sales letter, VSLs I think are massively overcomplicated. People sort of talk around them, but they're actually a really, really simple process for doing it. You need to think of your customer as over here, A, and they're trying to get to B. Now, they actually don't know the way. They themselves can get lost very easily, and what they're looking for is guidance. So if you say, I can actually help you get from A to B, and in this particular case, maybe your PDF of like, here's how to lose 10 pounds in 30 days, and maybe it's like a diet plan, that helps them get there. And then your VSL says, I've actually got a way for you to be able to lose 10 pounds in 30 days without going to the gym or changing your diet. And you've got an even faster way. Now I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. The difference between those two titles, it could actually be the same product. I've just added more specificity. So if I say to someone, hey, I can show you how to sell your house in 3 months, you go, oh, that's something I want. Here's a free like lead magnet. If I say to someone, I can show you how to sell your house within 3 months without spending any money on realtors, and you will be able to get the maximum value possible for your home, that's even better. Those two products are actually the same. So what I like to often do is position the offer or the token that they're going to get in kind of the same way. I just like to expand on the language and make it a bit more specific. So on the opt-in page, I might say, here's how to sell your house in 3 months without spending a cent on realtors and getting the maximum value for your home. The faster version with the VSL, the training might say, here's how to sell your house within 3 months without spending a cent on realtors and getting the maximum possible value without buying any courses, or even if you've never sold a house before. So I'm actually positioning the same thing. I'm just making it sound faster and easier. And so you have this journey. A video sales letter is a very easy process, and I want to walk you through how we can do that now. So as I said, we've got someone going from A to B. And a video sales letter, by the way, you can use it as traffic. You can use it as to generate traffic. You can obviously use it to generate sales. You can even use it as a lead magnet itself. It's very, very clever. All you're going to do at the first is just explain the problems that they are facing because they're not at B. So if we were to say, A is overweight, or they have a house that they need to sell, or not enough clients. And then B is their ideal state, where they want to be. So they are a good weight or a healthy weight or whatever you want to call it. they've got their sold house, and they have plenty of clients. We first talk about their problems. So we just say, have you ever had a run around with your grandkids or your kids and you felt out of breath immediately, and whenever you go to the swimming pool, you always keep a t-shirt on because you're self-conscious about your body, right? Those are problems that sort of embody and make real the problem that they are facing, the position that they're currently in. Or if you're currently feeling like you want to move, but you're trapped and you don't necessarily know where you're going to turn to because you have no idea how you're going to sell your house, that might also be putting stress on your relationship in your marriage. And maybe that relationship is now starting to suffer because you're trying to get rid of this house. Can you see? All I'm doing is describing the situation that they're in, and they go, yes, that's me. So with not enough clients, it could be, has your partner ever asked to go away on a holiday and you know that A, you can't afford it because you don't have enough money coming into the business, and also because you have to work with so few clients all the time, you have to try and generate that money, you actually can't afford to take the time off in the first place. You're just talking about the problems. Now we're going to flip it and we're going to talk about the benefits. So we talk about how much their life will be better afterwards. You say, wouldn't it be amazing if you would be able to run around all day with your kids, not feel out of breath, and if anything, have other parents look at you and go, oh my God, I can't believe how in shape they are. Or can you imagine how brilliant it's going to feel when you have that lump sum come into your bank account and you have that cash ready to spend on a new house, or you've moved into a property that you want, and how much better your relationship with your spouse or partner would be. And again, this is like literally off the top of my head, okay? But hopefully you can begin to see we're beginning to show them the journey. Now, the real magic happens at this next part. What you're going to do is you're going to give them a couple of options. And you're going to say, I can actually help you get from A to B, from problem to benefit. You've described the problems, you've described the benefits. Here's why this is important. If you don't spend time describing what it is that you're going to be doing and how their life is going to be better, they're going to lose interest. I know it sounds dumb, but human beings are kind of like that. You need to let them know that there is a way, which is why I like to position this as training. And so I would then list out the old, slow, expensive, inefficient, see if I can spell today, ineffective, outdated, and stressful way of solving this problem, and go into detail. Talk about the old way. So if we're talking about lose weight, it'd be like, look, the old way would be you would sign up to a bunch of programs, you would get yourself a personal trainer, and they put together a diet plan that basically means you can only eat chicken and broccoli. Then you have to go to the gym 5 times a week, which costs you even more money. And throughout that entire process, not only you're too exhausted to do anything else, you end up becoming more and more grouchy. I really go into the old process. This is my favorite way of doing it. I like to talk about all the bad ways of the current methodology, how it's old, it's slow, it's inefficient, it's old-fashioned, and I really go into that process. And they'll go, yeah, that's the journey that I've been on. You can often sort of pick out a few moments where it's like most people will also massively restrict their diet, or they'll go on to like a different version of the diet, or to like get clients. It's like, you know, you would used to have to go to networking events, and the old way of getting clients is you would spend a ton of time and energy pouring money into ads. Can you actually see that that's what I did at the front end of this video? Okay, so hopefully you can begin to see how this sort of lines up. I'm showing you the way we go, yeah, but that is the method that I've been using. I know it doesn't work. And I'm going to go, there's actually a better way. There is a newer, faster, safer, easier, more efficient, more effective, cheaper. You get bigger results as well. And I just explain my process. And I say, I've actually got a different process where you don't have to diet. All we're going to do is we're going to write out everything that you eat throughout the week. And then through that, you're going to tell me you love to eat this stuff, you hate to eat this stuff, you don't mind not eating this stuff anymore. You don't have to go to the gym. You will literally lose weight without going to the gym or without changing your diet. You're just going to slightly adjust how much of it you eat. And I'm going to be able to help you with that. When it comes to like, not getting enough clients, what if instead of having to go to a networking event, instead I have a method of being able to drive clients to your door, have them sign up, have them buy, pay you, even get upsold without you even having to check your phone. You go, oh my God, that sounds amazing. So you just talk through the new way of doing it, your way of doing it, and why it's better, why it's faster, why it's safer, why it gets more results. Now, bonus points, if you can do stuff like include case studies, if you can include testimonials, if you can include like screenshots, all of that, that's great. In my experience, you don't need that. So don't think, look, I'm literally a noob. Try not worrying about that. Maybe say to yourself, let's do this. And when we get our first case study, I'll just edit that in. When we get our first testimonial, I'll just edit that in. Here's what you then do. If you say to the viewer, if that sounds good, I want you to do two things. The first thing is I want you to click below. And I want you to, whatever the call to action is, book a call, purchase, sign up. And the second thing I want you to do is send me an email. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a thing called action repeat. So after I've said, now if that sounds good, I want you to click the button below and book in a free call and we'll talk you through the entire process. And the second thing I want you to do is send me an email to know that you watched this and you found it useful. But I want to show you what's included. And you basically talk through what's included. Now, these might sound a bit like features, but I want you to position them or write them out as benefits. Instead of saying, I'm going to give you one-on-one support, which actually is a feature, I might say, you're never going to be more than 24 hours away from getting help. It's a slightly different way of positioning it. Maybe if you include a certain type of funnel that you build, maybe a webinar funnel, I want you to position it as a benefit by saying, I'm going to give you a way to be able to reach out hundreds of people at a time from the comfort of your computer. Or I'm going to include our groundbreaking methodology on converting clients who have even said no in the past. Now, you and I know that that's a sales script, but we don't call it that. We say what it gives them. And then after every sort of one or two benefits, we then give them the call to action again. So, if this sounds good, I want you to click below, book in a call, or click below. It's only $100. It's a limited time offer, maybe. And then send me an email to say whether you found this training useful or not. And remember, that's not everything. And just keep adding in one or two new sort of benefits each time. And what you can start doing is you build out this video. And what's really clever about this is the video you can then position at the end of an opt-in. You can also just use this as a YouTube video. By the way, if you want this whiteboard, you can use the link down below or head to sellyourservice.co.uk/whiteboard and I'll actually send you this plus the sort of transcript of this video and you can get that for free. So if you want that, go ahead and sign up and download that. So you can actually use these videos as YouTube videos. And there's a lot of YouTubers doing really good work with this where you're basically saying to someone, hey, I can help you lose 10 pounds within 28 days, faster and easier than ever. Of course, you're going to want to watch it. There's also a way, if you've got an email list, of being able to send the VSL to your email list and say, hey, I've just released this new training. It's on how to find new clients without spending a cent on ads. Why don't you go ahead and watch it? And they watch it, and then they go ahead and book and buy. VSLs are extremely powerful, and the methodology is really, really simple behind it. Now, if you want to know where you can put a VSL in a funnel to be most effective for your business or for your clients, I suggest going ahead and watching this video right here, and I'll take you through my entire 6-figure funnel process.